Hello and welcome. I'm so grateful that you guys have joined for the practice today. That being said, we're going to start just with a simple grounding exercise, which is going to be the foundation of all of our practices together. So to begin, we're going to roll our shoulders back, sitting up on our sit bones. Now remember, you can be on the floor, you can be in a chair. If you'd like to stand, you're more than welcome. Be in a position that is comfortable for you. And remembering, this is your practice. Honor yourself through it. Honor the world around you through it. Yoga is the practice of uniting the mind, body, and soul. We don't exist as separate entities. At the end of the day, we are always one unified system and energy that is moving through the world. And with that in mind, breathing in as deeply and as fully as you can. Enjoying the breath. Being mindful of how it feels as it enters your body. It might be a little cooler as it enters and floods into your lungs. As it warms and expresses out. If you're outside, you might feel that it's warm already. Again, a deep breath in. And exhale. Now throughout this, breathing at your own capacity. Everyone's lung capacity is a little bit different. Every physical body is a little bit different in its ability. That being said, we all have the ability to engage with our breath, to engage with our mind, and engage with our heart. Breathing in fully, allowing the diaphragm to contract. As we exhale, releasing. Again, a deep breath in. So our breath is a life force. It moves through us and allows us to live. It is the one thing that, while it is an automatic physical response, we can consciously control it to bring ourselves peace, to bring ourselves clarity. Because the moment we begin engaging with our diaphragm, the diaphragmic breath that is smooth and fluid, we are actively engaging our parasympathetic nervous system. So no matter what is going on in life, exterior to us, and there's a lot. Our bodies are always finding homeostasis, whether it be from the temperature or whether we're hungry and we need more nutrients in our body, or whether we're dealing with factors exterior to us that are weighing emotionally, that might be cognitively challenging. Either way, honoring that, appreciating that, because those are the things that propel us to grow. Those things that might be uncomfortable help us exude our true ability, embracing that. And it's through engaging with our breath that we can slowly begin to allow our body to ease and allow our mind to find clarity and creativity to solve those problems that we might be interpreting as problems. So again, a deep breath in. And exhale. Just finding that fluid motion for yourself. As we do this, I'm going to ask that you take a moment to find an intention, something that is personal and intimate and unique to you and where you're at today. Remember, these things are going to change every day. Our intention is always going to be evolving, because we're growing and evolving. So what suits us today, what honors today, is going to shift tomorrow or transform into something else. And it's remembering to honor that, appreciating that growth, because that's what helps us serve the world more fully. So an intention of light and love. Breathing it in. And exhale, release. And again, a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Now, as we continue with our breath, I will ask that we draw a hand towards our diaphragm. You can press your thumb there, you can place your hand, whatever you prefer. Again, your practice, do what honors you best. So, bringing more attention towards our diaphragm, you're going to notice that as you breathe in, your abdomen expands. So the diaphragm is an incredibly strong muscle. It separates our chest cavity from our abdomen. It goes right through us. And it's normally in a dome-like shape. But as we breathe in, as it contracts, it flattens out, creating a chamber of low pressure in our chest, which allows us to breathe in oxygen. Our lungs are passive organs. They are wonderful and incredibly intelligent and marvelous in their anatomy. But they simply are gas exchange. That's what they're there for. They are bringing oxygen in and releasing carbon dioxide and waste out of our body. It's amazing and beautiful, and we should all bring our mind to that as the airplane goes by. But it's that process that's drawing oxygen into us, a life force within us. Again, a deep breath in. And exhale. So as we engage with this breath, also taking note that while we're able to draw in oxygen deeper into our lungs when we breathe from our diaphragm, which is the best because there's more blood capillaries in our lower lobes to be able to oxygen to transfer into our blood system, into our circulatory system. But what is also happening is that our vagus nerve is being stimulated. So the vagus nerve runs from our brainstem into our jaw a little bit, controls our tone of voice, which makes sense, and it also targets all of our organs. The vagus nerve runs on acetylcholine. It is just a neurotransmitter. We are chemicals too. When it touches our skeletal muscles, it is an excitatory neurotransmitter, but when it touches our organs, it is an inhibitor. It allows our bodies to find rest and calm. It helps divert blood back to our organs. Only 1/4 of our blood capillaries are ever open at one given time, just because there's so many. There's blood capillaries all over our body, in our skin, in our everything. It's fantastically amazing. When our bodies sense that we need to move, for whatever reason, whether it's because we're running a marathon or getting out of the way of a moving car, or because, we sense threat within our environment socially or whatever, and again, honoring all of those things. But in those situations, our sympathetic nervous system gets activated. Blood is pushed to our arms and our legs to get out of dodge. Again, amazing and wonderful and fantastic. However, when our sympathetic nervous system is activated all the time, perpetually, it causes systematic degeneration, which is incredibly inhibitory to our overall health and well-being of our mind, of our soul, of our body. And when we engage with our diaphragm, we are allowing our vagus nerve to be stimulated because it runs right through it. So, as it activates, it releases acetylcholine to our organs and in our mind. This allows us to come back to a place of safety, of calm, of stillness. It allows our heart to get back in a stable rhythm because, again, we're at rest. Still breathing in. And exhale. When you're ready, drawing a hand towards your heart, noticing your heart's rhythm. At this point, your rhythm is a butterfly. Pretty stable, I'm sure, because our lungs and our heart are absolutely tied together. So as oxygenated blood enters our body, gets pumped through our entire system, and deoxygenated blood comes back and into our heart to get swapped. is the cycle of life. Breathing in fully. Still engaging with that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Remembering this is your practice. Honoring yourself with every breath. A deep breath in. And exhale. On our next breath in, begin allowing the arms to rise up with the breath. Again, honoring where you're at, honoring your motion and flow. Allowing your hands to touch at the peak of your breath. And exhale, releasing, pressing out as you exhale. Again, a deep breath in, lifting up. Allowing the chin to rise, allowing the shoulders to rest into your back. Exhale, pressing out. Allowing the chin to rest towards your chest. The arms stretching. The shoulders resting. Once more, deep breath in, lifting up. Extending the spine. Lifting yourself towards the sky, allowing the heart to open. We are energy beings. Your heart carries electromagnetic energy. It radiates out of us. On the next exhale, we're going to draw the hands in towards our heart. Deep breath in, allowing the chin to rise, drawing the elbows together. Allowing the shoulder blades to separate. Exhale, chin down, elbows out. Again, a deep breath in, chin up, elbows together. Exhale, chin down, elbows out. Beautiful. From here, we're going to extend the arms out to a T. Stretching those fingers, widening your reach, drawing the shoulder blades together, gently lifting the chin and chest. Beautiful. Exhale, gently hinging to the side, allowing your body to stretch as deeply as you feel comfortable. Remember, honoring where you're at, everyone's body is different, and allowing yourself to move with your breath. So breaths in are lifts up, and exhales are folds forward. Remember, honor yourself throughout this practice, moving at your own pace. The more we honor our body and our breath, the more transferable I think those lessons are to move at our own pace through life. So again, gently swaying side to side. The reasons that exhales are folds forward is because when we are folded forward, our diaphragm cannot contract fully. So it would make sense as we lift up, we breathe in as fully as we possibly can. Beautiful. When you're ready, deep breath in, lifting up towards center, allowing the arms to reach up, extending those fingers, gently turning the arms inward, so pulling the pinkies in towards you. Excellent. As we exhale, we're going to arch the spine, drawing the arms forward, allowing the chin to rest towards your chest. Just stretching the spinal column. Deep breath in, lifting up, extending back, drawing the shoulder blades down. Lifting the chin and chest. And again, exhale, arching forward. Once more, deep breath in, stacking the vertebrae, lifting up. And at your own pace, begin rotating the torso as deeply as you feel comfortable. Really working that energy through your body, allowing the muscles to, get some energy pulsing through them, stretching as you go. Remember, if the arms above your head are not comfortable, allowing them to come towards your chest or your hips. Again, honor yourself. This is your practice. Make it what you will. There is no right way or position per se. It is more about a mental practice of allowing our minds, bodies, and hearts to unify and be able to act within the world. So again, rotate as deeply as you feel comfortable. And again, you can be doing this standing or sitting on a chair or sitting on the ground. When you're ready, rotate in the opposite direction. Feeling the back stretch. Moving with your breath. Beautiful. ready, deep breath in, lifting up, stretching the fingers, reaching up towards the sky, feeling the earth's energy pulse through you. Beautiful. Exhale, gently folding forward, extending the arms as far as you can, allowing the body to fold forward. Breathing in fully here, a deep breath in, allowing the crown of your head to rest towards the ground. And exhale. On the next inhale, gently lifting up on our hands and knees. So I will go to the side. So as we're doing this, be mindful to allow the shoulders and hips to be about 90 degrees. If ever being on our palms is not comfortable, you can come down on our forearms, or it can be up on our knuckles, okay? So just being mindful to press fully throughout the palm if you do choose to be on your hands. From here, we're going to work the spine a little bit further. Deep breath in, extending the spine, lifting the tailbone and the chin. And exhale, arch. And again, a deep breath and extend. And exhale, arch. Beautiful. From here, we're going to fold the toes in, lifting the tailbone up and pressing back into downward facing dog. So from here, being mindful, we're planting and rooting through our hands and our feet, pressing back, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, drawing the navel in towards the spine, and allowing the arms and the back to be in line with one another. Beautiful. If you'd like to pedal out your feet, you're more than welcome to warm up those calves. Gently lifting one heel as you press the other into the ground. Beautiful. From here, we're going to release into plank, still drawing the navel in towards the spine. At your own pace, we're going to bend the elbows, drawing them to 90 degrees, and then lift the body up into upward dog. Releasing the feet. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Taking a hopper step in towards your hands. Beautiful. Allowing the body to be folded forward. A deep breath in. And exhale. Deep breath in, lifting the back to a half flat back. So this is just for blood pressure. Exhale, folding forward. Deep breath in, stacking the vertebrae, lifting the arms up all the way above the head. Extending, lifting. Extending back as much as you feel comfortable. And exhale, folding forward again. Deep breath in. And exhale, taking a hopper step back into plank. So again, maintain this position for just a moment, allowing the neck to be soft. So your gaze is between your hands. Sorry, I can't see it. At this point, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, going to side plank. So we're either going to choose to release the right knee towards the ground and then lift up through the left arm, or you can be in full side plank, so just extending both legs. Again, entirely up to you. Lifting the hip up towards the sky. Exhale, release. Doing the same with the other leg. So choosing, if you like, to assisted side plank, drawing the left knee towards the ground, and then lifting the right arm up. Or you can be in full side plank. Again, lifting the hip up towards the sky. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Shifting forward on the balls of our feet, bending the elbows to chaturanga, and lift that chest up as we breathe in. If you'd like, you can also bend the knees, reaching the toes towards the crown of the head. Gently release. Deep breath in, contracting your thighs, allowing the hips to sink. Deep breath in. Exhale, tailbone up and down facing dog. Beautiful. From here, hopper step in towards your hands. Folded forward. Deep breath in, half lift. Exhale. Deep breath in, stacking the vertebrae, lifting up. And exhale, drawing the hands in towards the heart. So, since this is our first practice together, I will end it here. So get to where you are comfortable, whether it be standing or sitting. So what's nice about that is it is a quickie that you can do in the morning, wake up to, and you don't have to do that whole process. You can pick and choose what you like out of that. It's nice to extend the body, lifting up. When we extend our body and lift, the levels of cortisol in our body decrease. So, it's a nice thing. In the morning is typically when we have the highest levels of cortisol in our body, which makes sense. I mean, that it helps make our bodies alert and get going. But again, too much cortisol, which is the hormone that gets released when our sympathetic nervous system gets activated, which is the stress hormone. And I try to stay away from that terminology, but nevertheless, it is an important chemical in our body. Too much is detrimental. Just enough is perfect balance. So when we lift our bodies, lifting our chest, engaging with our biofeedback, we can help ourselves, our minds and our souls feel more at peace and more calm. So again, nice deep breath in, lifting up, keeping that in mind, knowing that your body is always giving your brain messages about how you feel, about where you stand in life, physically and emotionally, if you will. Breathing in, honoring yourself, bringing to mind your intention, knowing that with focus and mental practice, anything is possible when we act in a way that serves the world. Exhale, gently pressing out, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Remember, throughout life we claim a lot, we identify with a lot that isn't necessarily true to our inner self, and to our soul. And sometimes we need to learn to release those things. Not relationships per se, but ideas and thoughts and stuff that is just holding us down. Deep breath in, lifting up. And exhale, pressing out. With the chin resting towards our chest, lifting the chin up, extending the neck. Imagine yourself saying yes to life's opportunities. Exhale, allowing the chin to rest towards your chest. Deep breath in, lifting up, accepting responsibility for your own growth and elevation. When you're ready, chin up towards center. Gently drawing the chin over the shoulder, allowing your neck to flow side to side, just at your own pace. Knowing that it is healthy and acceptable to have boundaries and expectations, as long as they are from a place of truth and love. Chin towards center. Beautiful. Seeking the chin out like a turtle and drawing back in. Again, pressing out like a turtle. Turtles are cool because they live like forever. Not that we need to live forever, but their metabolism is really slow, which is why they live so long. So if you think about that, it means their cortisol levels are probably not up too much. So the cortisol is a stress hormone that does cause aging and degeneration. So you always want to be mindful of leveling that out. Thankfully, yoga is a practice that does naturally. It's a focused practice to join the mind and body. When you're ready, gently allowing the neck to rotate around, like a little self-massage. Rotate in the opposite direction. Beautiful. When you're ready, coming back up towards center, allowing the eyes to close, giving yourself a nice big smile. And remember, that biofeedback, you know? When we smile, it activates pathways in our brain that say, I'm happy, even if we might not be feeling that way. But the chemicals that are released are the same. So we will feel happy. And we will slowly begin to train our mind to do that. The brain is placid. So we're always forming new connections. We're always learning. You know, and we can advance ourselves if we practice life in a way that makes us feel whole and in union with the rest of life. You know, we're the same stardust. A deep breath in, rolling those shoulders back. Lifting the arms up as we breathe in. Breathing into your ability, your innate, beautiful ability. Exhale, pressing out, releasing anything that no longer serves us, wishing it well as it leaves. And remember, the things we release, other people might find help in, you know? It can be very altruistic. Exhale, pressing out. Once more in this fashion, deep breath in, lifting up. At the peak of your breath, drawing the fingertips together. Exhale, drawing the hands in towards your heart. And a deep breath in. And exhale. May you always be open to love and truth. And may you know your innate ability. Namaste. Bye, guys.